Black man power, black woman power, black child power. Is KLX, King Leon X, UBVOA, with another episode of Take Charge of Your Life, Take Charge of Your Mind, Take Charge of Your Day and Your Mental Attitude. You see, this is episode 27. This is I believe week 3 or week 4, episode 27. I'm about to go in. All right, last week we was talking about writing out your plan, writing out a plan for life in 7 steps. This week we've been talking about personal strategic planning, 4-step action plan to strengthen your personal skills. All right, so it's time for us to get extremely clear about what we want and the direction that we want our lives to head in. So let me just recap, because this is Friday's episode. This is Friday, January 6, 2017. So I'm gonna give y'all a recap on the things that we covered earlier this week. All right, and hopefully I should get through all the points. But only by discovering your innate personal skills and by developing and exploiting them to their highest degree can you utilize yourself to get the greatest amount of satisfaction and enjoyment from everything that you do. Creating an action plan through personal strategic planning can give you the highest rewards for your efforts and is the starting point to get the best out of yourself. You see, in 2017 and beyond, we focus on personal productivity, and we focus on efficiency, and we focus on self-mastery. We focus on alignment. We focus on having harmony in our human relationships. We focusing on sound health. We focusing on peace of mind. We're focusing on freedom from fear. We focusing on freedom from worry. We're focusing on freedom from frustration and doubt. You see, we're focusing on the willingness to share your blessings with others. We're focusing on hope for future achievement. We're focusing on the capacity for applied faith. We're focusing on acquiring material riches of our own choice and quantity. We're focusing on complete self-discipline. How do we begin now to implement the strategies, tactics, and processes to reprogram ourselves, reprogram the way we think, reprogram the way we move, reprogram the way we do everything so we can produce the desirable results? This is what we're focusing on in 2017. If you are experiencing undesirable results right now, if you are not living a fulfilled life right now, I want you to know that you are your own answer. You feel me? You are your own prophet. You are your own solution. You see, and it's not until you take responsibility of being your own solution, it's not until you take responsibility for understanding that you control your smiles and tears. You deserve the best life has to offer. No matter how hard it is, no matter how bad it gets, you're going to make it. If you don't believe that, then you'll lose. You feel me? And you're going to have to redo this earth thing again. Well, see, me, enlightenment is the aim. You see, how do I maintain my peace of mind, my sense of purpose and dignity? How do I maintain integrity with myself in this world of confusion, this world full of misery and sleepless nights? You see, how can I remain uncompromising on the virtues and values that I set for myself while in the midst of a whole bunch of compromising Negroes? You see, this is where strategic life planning comes in. And the first action step we were talking about earlier this week is clarifying your values. The first part of strategic planning is values clarification. Ask yourself, what virtues and what values do I admire most, and what virtues and values do I wish to practice in my life? You see, it's time for us to discover our strengths and our personal skills, right? We want to get the best out of life, and we want to give life our best self. You feel me? The values that you have and you represent and you identify to practice in your life should be some things like quality, excellence, service, profitability, innovation. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what your unique set of skills is. Make sure you identify what values. It doesn't matter what your intention is. It doesn't matter what that want is that you're going to. Just understand that you have to identify your values. Matter of fact, last week, I'm gonna run through these 7 steps real quick. I'm not gonna explain any of them. I'm just gonna run through these 7 steps real quick as a prerequisite, because this is what we talked about last week. If you wasn't here last week, we talked about writing out your plan for life in 7 steps. The first step was writing down what you want. Writing down what you want in your social, your economic, so that's your financial life, your social contribution, your relationships, your health, your body, your spirituality, and all these things. Recreation. Write down exactly what you want in these things. Attach a date for its achievement. That's point 3 or point 2. The third point was listing the obstacles that you have to overcome. The fourth point was identifying the groups, the people, and organizations that you need in order to achieve that goal. The fifth point was identifying the knowledge and skills required to achieve that goal. The sixth point was setting a plan of action, and the seventh point was identifying what's in it for you. You see, when in all these types of things. So the whys. So all of that leads to what we're doing, what we focus on this week, which is creating your personal mission statement. All right, your personal mission statement is a clear written description of the person you intend to become. Right? Success is something that we attract by the person we become. And what we become is oftentimes better than what we get. Success is not something that you pursue. It is something that you attract. Success is a journey. You see, love, peace, forgiveness, health, wealth, success, study, practice, teach. These things are studies. These things are worthy of examination. These things are worthy of intentions, and deliberate strategic planning of action. So, we've often found, so when you study the science of personal achievement, when you study the neuroscience of personal achievement, when you study the neuroscience of maximum achievement, when you study, efficiency and how to increase productivity by just our thought processes, when we study the working functions of our mind, and we begin to realize all the things and the ways that we're able to use our willpower to change direction, what we find is that there's nothing more important than your personal mission statement. You see, a personal mission statement is more important than setting specific financial, business, or sales goals. You see, once you decided these things and what you wanted in your life, you have to write out a personal mission statement that describes the kind of person that you intend to become in order to earn that amount of money, in order to have these things, in order to have the lifestyle that you want to live. What type of person do you have to become? You see, I know that I wanted to get up whenever I wanted, travel around the world whenever I wanted, go to whatever city I want to, whenever I want to, speak on radio shows, speak to youth, speak to elders, speak to my peers, perform, do music videos, do all these things, be on TV. I know I wanted to do all these things, right? And so years ago, I intended the type of person that I intend to become. Right? I decided the type of person that I intend to become. If you were here earlier this week, you seen me read my personal mission statement that I wrote in 2012. You see, so this is nothing new that I'm telling you. Everything that I said in my 2012 personal mission statement has been executed. You see, and I am that type of person. And then so when you see my my mission statement that I wrote last year, 2016, is projecting the type of person that I intend to be in 2023. You see, this is when I have 10-digit bank account. You see. If I have a 10-digit bank account, there's a different type of person that I need to be, you see. And therefore, I'm committed to producing those results. I'm committed to that process, you see. And so the third step, besides writing our personal or creating our personal mission statement, is that we have to do situational analysis or perform an audit on our personal strengths and our personal skills. You see, sometimes we call it a performance audit. This is the process of analyzing yourself thoroughly before you begin setting specific goals and planning certain activities. You begin your performance audit by asking some of the key questions. This is where I left off yesterday. One of the questions that you should be asking yourself is, what are your marketable skills? You see, think about it. What are your marketable skills? What can you do for which someone else will pay you? What can you do particularly well? What can you do better than other people do? You see, what have you done particularly well in the past? You see, ask yourself these questions. What are your marketable skills? What can you do better than others? What have you done particularly well in the past? What do you do well now? Right? What can you do? What do you do now in which someone can pay you? You see, a wage or a salary is merely an amount of money that is paid to purchase a certain quality or quantity of labor and output. Listen to this, right? A wage or salary is merely the amount of money that is paid to purchase a certain quality or the quantity of labor or output. You see, you don't get paid for the time. You get paid for the value. You see, and your wage is directly related to the quantity and the quality of labor or output. You see, and so if you're not in a commission-based position where you're able to determine your income, you see, no matter how much you make or how little you make, your job says that the maximum amount of quality of labor or quantity of labor that you're able to produce in this particular hour is goddamn $10. Even though you feel like you do way more than $10 worth of work, and you probably and of course you made that company way more than $10. But as far as your job duty, and the quality of labor and the quality and quantity of output that you're getting in, your amount of money is that you receive is what the company purchased your quantity and quality of labor and output. The results that you are able to get by applying your personal skills and strengths largely determine your rewards in life. If you wish to increase the quality and quantity of your rewards, you have to increase your ability to achieve more and to achieve more and produce better results. It's very simple. See, this is why we talk about taking charge of our lives. This is why we talk about taking charge of our days. This is why we talk about taking charge of our minds and our mental attitudes, you see. Because when we begin to apply and embody certain principles, when we begin to apply and embody certain values, you see, then people can look at us and they can feel this. They can feel this. I don't have to tell y'all this. You see, you can feel it. You can feel it in my spirit. You can see it in my actions, you see. And I know for a fact, in order for me to have more, I have to become more. You see, if I help enough people get what they want, I have all of everything I want. If I help enough people solve their problems, all my problems have disappeared, you see. If I help enough people, overcome self-limited beliefs, right, then that will provide me with sufficient self-confidence to execute what I already originally intended. And then this is the last point right here. Action plan step 4. Determine your area of excellence. See, this is probably the most important thing, because a lot of people don't even be knowing. They don't be knowing who they are. They don't be knowing their skill set. They don't be knowing their value. If you don't know any of these things about yourself, you don't know your greatest good or what you can contribute the most in whatever particular movement, or you haven't identified the parts of yourself that you could work on and develop and receive the most profit with these types of skills, then you need to go back and start with episode 1. Okay, and go all the way here to episode 27 and listen to the things that I've expressed to you all. And I expressed to you all many different ways of determining, your areas of excellence. I gave y'all my bad, I just got a phone call, but I gave y'all many ways and many of things that I've done in my own personal life, and people that I've studied have done, and people that I know and have guided and assisted into the journey of enlightenment, journey of self-discovery, the journey of taking charge of their life. People that have assisted in this process, they've implemented these strategies as well and got certain results. So finally, in personal strategic planning, the aim is to always achieve leadership in your chosen niche, right? Because we know that we already discussed prior episodes that leadership is the highest paying skill. And so the aim is to always achieve leadership in your chosen market niche. Business leaders have the authority to determine the area of excellence in their business. On a personal level, you can choose the thing at which you're going to become absolutely excellent and achieve extraordinary results. Choose the area at which you are going to, and you are committed to becoming absolutely excellent. And you are committed to achieving extraordinary results. So in what areas in your life are you going to work to achieve extraordinary results, to achieve results that are far beyond the average person, far beyond what any person would expect to accomplish? You see, what area of your life are you willing to work and put in that discipline and apply these strategies? What area of your life are you willing to achieve the results that are far beyond what the average person could expect to accomplish? You see, I'm allergic to average. You see, I'm allergic to mediocrity. I rise above all of these things. I am not threatened by the dimness of your light. My light is not dim because of your insecurities or your inferiority complex. You see, my light will serve as your light until you get close enough to me, and then your goddamn light will ignite its own. You might not even know that you have that light in there. You see, but one thing that I did not lose from my biblical teachings or my upbringing within biblical literature or Christianity, one thing that I did not lose when I dropped any outside authority, right? When I dropped the concept of a savior coming for me and all these types of things, when I discovered my own divinity, when I put childish things away, like certain concepts and ideas in that biblical literature, one thing that I did not drop from the church, one thing that I kept, one thing that I remembered from church in Sunday school and young men's ministries and goddamn junior ushers and goddamn junior lights choirs and goddamn young men's retreats and shit. Right? One thing that I took away, one thing that I will always remember from the church, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Right? Right? All in my house, all in my home. Goddamn, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. You see, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You see, it's not gonna dim. It's not gonna go out. Maybe your little light went out. Maybe it's unplugged. Maybe you didn't even know that the light was there. You see, now it's my job here to, invest in my light. Invest in my light from the principles and virtues in which I stand on, which is my grounding foundation, and expand this light. And so even in the day, my glow will be bright. Even in the day, my glow will be seen in spite of the sun. You see? And so you were put here on this earth with a special combination of talents. You were put here on this earth with a special combination of abilities. You were put here on this earth with a special combination of personal skills that will make you different from anyone who has ever lived. You see, you are more equipped now in both mind and body than all emperors and all wise men who came before you. You are nature's greatest miracle. You see, what are you doing today? Whatever you're doing today is nowhere near what you're really capable of doing. Whatever you've done in the past is nowhere near what you're capable of doing. Is just what you decide to do, right? So when we talk about taking charge of our lives, taking charge of our days, our minds, our mental attitudes, then we understand that our intention is self-mastery, complete self-discipline. And the key to a happy, joy-filled, prosperous life is to regularly evaluate your strengths and weaknesses and to become very good in areas in which you most enjoy. Become extremely good in areas in which you most enjoy. What can you do 7 days a week that don't feel like work? Once you identify those key areas, throw your whole heart into what you're doing. Throw your whole heart into what you're doing, y'all. You feel me? It's King Leon next. When I told y'all yesterday, if you're going to do it, if you're going to be doing anything, do it all the way. You see? Do it all the way. Don't leave nothing back. Don't hold back. Do it all the way. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. You feel me? Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for security. Wish for adventure. Don't wish for less challenge. Wish for more wisdom to deal with the challenges, to overcome the challenges, to push through the challenges, to go over the challenges, to go around the challenges, to go under the challenges, to go in the challenges. You feel me? Hey, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You see, fear is only a feeling. It will not hold me back. It's King Leon next. This episode, goddamn 27 of Take Charge of Your Life. Playtime is over. You can check my website, www.kingleonx.com. You can buy my album, my book, and all these other types of things and check out some of the work that I'll be doing in the community. Until I see y'all on Monday, so that'll be Monday the 9th, I believe. Monday the 9th, same time, same place. Until then, stay grateful.